Hello friends, welcome to continue class of consignment. So, what are the procedure to be followed in case of consignment? The consigner, the consigner sends goods to the consignee and incurs certain expenses in sending the goods to the consignee. So, goods to the consignee. The consigner sends goods to the consignee and incurs certain expenses in sending the goods to the consignee. Generally the consigner receives advance against the goods from the consignee. Goods from the consignee. Such goods can be sent by the consignee. Sent by the consigner. So sent by the consigner either cost price, either cost price, or at invoice price for which the consigner will prepare a pro forma invoice. Such invoice is exactly like your invoice appearance without being actually, but it makes consignee responsible to pay the amount mentioned therein. It is the nature of the memorandum or when it is so the consignor, the procedure to be followed in case of consignment. The consignor sends goods to the consignee and incurs certain expenses in sending the goods to the consignee. Generally, consignor the consignor receives the advance Generally, goods receives an advance against the goods from the consignee. Such goods can be sent by consignor either cost price or invoice price, for which the consignor will be prepared pro forma invoice. So, suppose these two persons involved in. So, we will discuss in the comparison. Suppose he is consignor. So consignor sends the goods to the consignee and incurs some paid expenses related with the related goods and sent to the consignor, and he received some advance against the goods against from the consignee against from the so consignee gives some advance to the consignor. Such goods can be sent either so such goods to be either consignor some taken advantages sorry so a consignee receives some advance from consignor. So the consignee generally the consignee sends some advance to the consignor to the consignor. Such goods to be sent by either these goods are sent at either cost price or invoice price. So the consignor will prepare a pro forma invoice called pro forma invoice. It is called pro forma invoice. So the consignor sends the goods to the consignor and incurs some expenses, and the consignee sends the advance amount to the consignor from the consignee. Such goods to send the consignor for either cost price or invoice price will prepare a pro forma invoice. So the invoice is called pro forma invoice is prepared by consignor. Pro forma invoice is prepared by consignor only. So pro forma invoice is prepared by consignor only. So consignor only. So such invoice is exactly like invoice is appearance without being actually invoice, but it does not make consignee responsibility to pay the amount mentioned therein. This does not make the responsibility to pay the responsibility amount mentioned therein. It is the nature of memorandum. And it is not debit note, and so it is like in regular invoice. The consignee will be incurred some expenses for taking the delivery of goods, for taking expenses for taking the delivery. So taking the delivery of goods, and bring to the shop, and brings to the shop some expenses and brings to the shop. He will try to sell the goods. Either he will try to sell the goods either cash or credit. So he will get a commission. He will get a consignee. So consignee will get a commission. For the sales behalf of sales is made, he has made on behalf of consignor. Besides the getting the reimbursement expenses and so he get the some expenses paid to the sell for selling the goods. He paid some expenses to selling the goods. So he get actual expenses incurred by him and by the consignor. When the goods are sold by the consignor, the credit there is a possibility amount which is not realizable and the consignee from the consignment debtors. So credit is no consignment debtors. The consignee in order to increase the commission to sell the goods on credit without any responsibility for collection of debt. In order to check the tendency, the consignor gives the consignee to the consignee, that is called declared commission. Declared. So this is called declared commission. Declared commission. The consignee in order to expenses, in order to increase the commission, so this is the additional commission payable to the consignor. This is the additional commission to the payable to the consignee for taking over additional responsibility for collecting the money from the customers. So here what is this? Some case you have sent the goods from declared commission means so the consignee sent to the with the goods to send to the from debtor. So he collect from debtors. So he get the additional payment. His name is called declared commission. That is called so he consignee takes over the losses of bad debts in his book. Although it is paid for taking the risk for bad debts and that arise out of the credit sales. This commission is calculated on the total sales, not in the credit sales. This is the declared commissioner. Sometimes the consignee will send the credit sales to the credit. In addition to the commission payable to the consignee for taking the additional responsibility for collecting money for the rest customers. So in case that the customers do not pay the consignee takes over the losses of bad debts in his books. In his books he is writing the bad debts. So although it is paid for taking over risk for bad debts that arise out of credit sales, but this commission is calculated on the total sales. But this commission is calculated on the total sales, not on the credit sales. So this is the declared commission. When declared an additional commission is to be payable to the consignee for taking over additional responsibility from collecting money from these customers. The customers do not pay the consignee takes over the loss of bad debts in these books. Although it is paid for the taking over risk of bad debts that arise out of the credit sales only. This commission is calculated on total sales not on the credit sales. In addition, this additional commission is commission payable to the consignee for taking over additional responsibility for collecting the money from customers in case of The customer do not pay the consignee take over the losses of bad debts in his books. So although it is paid for taking over risk, bad debts that raise the credit sales only. This commission is calculated under the protocol sales or not on credit sales. This is called credit sales. So this is a declared commission. What is accounting? Taking over the customers. So write down customers for additional responsibility for collecting money from customers. So this commission is calculated only. Commission is calculated. Remember this commission is calculated only on total sales, not on credit sales, not on total sales, and not on credit sales, not on credit sales. So declaration, sometimes additional responsibility taken by the consignee for selling the goods. In that case, the consignee may be taken the additional commission, that is called declared commission. So next, what is accounting sales? What is accounting sales? So accounting sales. This is the periodical statement prepared by the consignee. This is the periodical statement. So this is suppose consignee. So consignor. So the consignee, this is the periodical statement. This is the periodical statement prepared by consignee to send the goods to send the consignor, giving all details of cash, all sales cash, credit, expenses incurred. Accounting sales is the periodical statement. Remember this. Accounting sales is the periodical statement prepared by consignee. Accounting statement is a periodical statement prepared by the consignee to send the goods to the consignor for giving the details of all credit sales and cash sales. Cash sales or credit sales. In the expenses incurred commissions, expenses incurred commission due for sales, destroyed or go down and deducting amount remitted by him. This is called accounting sales. Next, what is the override commission? So accounting sales is a periodical statement prepared by consignee for all incurring expenses with cash sales or credit sales and destroyed losses and advance remitted by him. This is the giving details to the consignor. So when I have sent, if one consignor sent the goods already, so this accounting sales is a periodical statement prepared by consignee. Accounting statement is prepared periodic. Accounting sales is a periodical statement prepared by consignor. Sorry, consignee. Accounting sales is a periodical statement prepared by consignee. Accounting sales is prepared periodical statement. Accounting sales is a periodical. This is the very important bit in the pre-examinations. Declared commission is who has received dash from consignor to consignee. Accounting sales is a periodical statement prepared by the consignee for the incurring expenses to the giving the given details to the consignor. Consignee prepared the periodical statement is called accounting sales. Accounting sales periodical statement. Accounting sales is a periodical statement for incurring the expenses incurred and the commission due for sale destroyed in transit or go down, deducting the amount or advance remitted by him. This is the periodical statement prepared by consignee to sell the goods to the consignor. Giving the details is called cash sales or credit sales. Everyone, this is the accounting sales is a periodical statement prepared by the consignee. Accounting sales is a periodical statement prepared by consignee. That's it. Next, what is override commission? What is override commission? Overriding commission. What is override commission? It is an extra amount. It is extra commission. It is extra commission. It is extra commission. Commission allowed above the normal commission. Above the normal commission, the following following reasons has been offered. Generally following reasons is offered. And then when an agent is required to put in hard work introducing the new product in the market, it is when he entrusted the work is supervising the performance for other agents in a particular area. So for effecting the sales at a sales price at higher than fixed price fixed by the consignor. So this is three reasons. It is extra commission is putting the hard work by agent. Putting the hard work. It is an extra commission is putting by allowed by the commission over the normal commission. For extra agent is hard work and entrusted and supervising the performance by agents in particular area. For affecting the sales price higher than fixed price fixed by consignor. So ordinary commission. Next, ordinary commission. So the extra efforts has been put in by agent to introducing the product in a new product in the market. So ordinary commission. This is a fee payable consignor to consignee for sale of goods when consignee does not guarantee that collection of amount ultimate consumer. That submission is generally lower. That's the percentage of such commission is generally lower. This is called ordinary commission. This is payable for a consignee. This is ordinary or normal consumer with consignee sale of goods. So we get the consignee. This is called ordinary commission. Generally this percentage is generally lower. Consignee to consignor. So generally the consignor sends the goods to the consignor. To send the goods to the consignee. This commission is called consignor and consignee. So this is normal give. Normal give commission by the consignor to consignee to receive such in refund or such a normal commission is called for sending the goods in or get a normal commission before the sale is not guaranteed. The sale of goods is when the day does not guarantee the collection of money. He does not collection from the customer's money or not guarantee from collection from the customer. So this is called ordinary commission. So operating cycle. Suppose operating cycle. So goods sent to the first one operating cycle arrangement in the consignment. So goods sent, first of all the goods sent by a consigner to consignee. So next the consignee pays some and the consigner. So consigner when the goods received. So when the goods are sent to the consigner, goods sent to the consignee, the consigner accepted and pay some advance to the consignee. So pay the advance to the consignee and accepted the bills. So accepted the bills of exchange. So the consignee some expenses and incurring and sell the goods. And next, and consignee maintaining some records. And consignee prepare the periodical summary of results called accounting. Periodical statement is called accounting sales. And consignor pays the commission. And consignor pay the commission to the consignee. Sometimes the consignor may send the goods at price higher than cost. Sometimes the consignor may send the goods to price higher than cost. Sometimes the goods sent to the higher. So the consignor, sometimes the consignor and the goods sent to the consignor higher price, higher than cost, so that the consignee gets no knowledge of real cost of goods. So which is confidential by the consignor, Sometimes the consignor may send the goods at a higher price. Then the cost of consignor is called sometimes the cost of consignor without confidential by the consignor. So what the reason for the real cost of goods which is confidential by the consignor. So sometimes it is happen in the consignment. So we remember it. So we covered all of this so far. So what is the accounting? Accounting for income, how to calculate accounting for consignment or for business. Accounting for consignment, accounting for business in consignment. So accounting for consignment. The consignor and consignee keep their own books of accounts. Consignor and consignee. So the both parties have maintained their books in the accounts. The consignor may send the goods to many consignors. Also, a consignee may act as an agent of many consignors. Inappropriate that both of them would have to know the profit and loss made in each consignment. Therefore, there are certain new accounts that are opened in addition regular accounts as cash or bank. So we have already know the consignor and consignor maintain the yields of their own book. The consignor may send the goods to many consignees. So also a consignee may act as an agent for any consignors. it is appropriate both of them would want to know the profit and loss about each consignment, as there are certain new accounts that are opened in addition to the regular accounts as cash or bank. The objectives of consignor in making of accounting relating to the cost is twofold: to ascertain the results. So why he prepared for books of consignor, he know the results of profit and loss account of consigning and incorporate them in his profit and loss account to make the final settlement of the with the consignee. To make the final settlement with the consignee. To achieve this object, he prepares respectively two accounts: consignment account and consignee account. Former it is a nominal account and later it is a personal account. The separate account, a separate consignment account as well as consignee account is prepared in respect of every consignment. It is important to observe that two accounts are prepared by consignor in addition to other accounts in his ledger to incorporate the results of a consignment in his books. When the goods is dispatched on consignment, no entry can be made on the sales account, and it is not sales until the goods are sold. They are remaining the legal property of the consignor. For this reason, the consignee's personal account cannot be debited with the value of goods consignee. He is not a debtor until the goods are sold. As an agent of the consignee, he is not liable to pay the goods received on the consignment. Therefore, he makes no entry in his financial books of such receipts. However, he is liable to account for the goods received. He keeps as a adequate record in the appropriate memorandum book. Apart from this, his only concern is to record the expenses as incurred. So the sale is his commission and his financial relationship with the consignor. So a personal account for the consignor is additionally account consignee needs to consignment transactions. So also move into the, let us see the entries in the books of account. So entries in the books of account. So this is the entries of books of account. So entries in the books of, so general entries in the books of consignor and consignee. So please like this, share. We will accounting general entries in the next video. So please like, share, subscribe for my channel.